Fate forged in desolation. A forgotten pilot's quest for redemption. Chapter 4. In the realm of hyperspace, where stars blurred into a tapestry of celestial fireworks, we journeyed for what felt like an eternity. I gazed ahead, my eyes locked onto the ever-shifting horizon, my mind adrift in the sea of possibility. Amazement and expectations intertwined within me, for ahead lay the allure of a fresh dawn, a new life carved from the clay of the unknown. Suddenly, a discordant symphony erupted from the heart of our vessel, a sharp beeping that sliced through the tranquil ambience. In an instant, the universe outside seemed to fracture, and I was rudely pulled from the reverie that had held me captive. My attention snapped to the droid. A flashing light cast an eerie glow upon its metallic form, its mechanical appendages navigating the complex web of readouts and messages. Amidst the cacophony of warning signals and cryptic readouts, its voice, a melodic tinge of alarm, whispered into the air.
Malfunctioning navigation comms. Collision course. Faulty calculations. Unresponsive steering.
A shiver traced a path down my spine as those words settled in the air like an ominous mist. The threads of destiny seemed to be unraveling, replaced by the threadbare fabric of impending catastrophe. The droid's efforts were futile, a valiant struggle against the tide of inevitability. And in that moment, our mortality hung before us, tangible and unrelenting. The droid's mechanisms ceased their frantic dance, and its gaze, its mechanical eyes, now pools of ethereal luminescence, turned to me. The weight of its gaze, a gaze born of understanding and shared peril, bore into my very soul. It was a silent exchange, an unspoken acknowledgement of our shared plight. With a voice as measured as the rhythm of the stars, the grim truth unfolded. We were lost in the astral labyrinth, a vessel sailing toward the heart of a star, an infernal beacon that would consume us in its fiery embrace. The threads of our destiny had woven a cruel fate. The droid painted a canvas of stark choices, between a swift death by cosmic immolation or a desperate gamble to escape the maw of oblivion. We could sever the cockpit from the engines, causing a violent ejection from hyperspace into the chilling abyss of reality. The fabric of my being shivered at the thought. A vision of chaos and stars ripped asunder. Survival held no guarantee, for even if life's fragile flame endured the brutal ejection, it would be a slow dance with death amidst the cold, empty void. And so, as souls bound by fate, we chose the lesser of two agonies. My hands gripped the tools that would undo the union of cockpit and engines, an act of disdain to the universe's whims. Each twist of the screw mirrored the unraveling of hope, a surrender to the cosmic tide. The final screw released its hold, and in a heartbeat, we were torn from the celestial dream. Hyperspace relinquished its grip on us, and our vessel plunged into the realm of reality with a force that shook the very foundations of my being. It was as if we collided with the sea of stars, a bullet piercing the surface of the universe. The cockpit became a chaotic ballet of inertia, and I, a mere puppet, danced to its merciless tune. I was hurled across the expanse of the cockpit, my body an instrument of the universe's wrath. A symphony of pain erupted as my head met the window with a resounding thud. In an instant, the cosmos around me darkened, the notes of existence fading into the abyss, and consciousness itself slipped through my grasp like grains of sand slipping through an hourglass. When consciousness reluctantly embraced me once more, the droid's presence was a beacon of stark reality. It leaned over me, its mechanical appendages working with a delicate precision tending to the wound on my forehead. The touch of its metallic fingers was oddly comforting, a reminder that in the midst of chaos, a steadfast companion stood by my side. I pushed myself up, my head still swimming in a disorienting haze. The shards of memory gradually returned, the gravity of our predicament creeping back with unforgiving weight. Our vessel, now a mere hollow cocoon, hung suspended in the void. A moat of vulnerability in a vast expanse. The star that had once beckoned as a harbinger of doom now glared at us from afar. A reminder of the oblivion we had narrowly escaped. A sense of urgency ignited within me. The flame of survival dancing amidst the shadows of despair. The cockpit, once a sanctuary of hopeful aspirations, had transformed into a prison of fragility. A dance with death still loomed, and our only lifeline was the desperate plea that we cast into the cosmic abyss. The droid's communication signature, once a conduit to distant hopes, had been severed from the cosmic relay grid. We were relegated to the realm of short-range signals, a dim glimmer of connectivity in the vast expanse. But even within this limited scope, it remained our best and sole chance. Mayday, Mayday, my voice a trembling invocation that echoed through the ether. The urgency of our plight infused every syllable, the desperation palpable in the air that enveloped us. Mayday, our vessel drifts in the cosmic sea. We are trapped, unable to steer, and our survival hangs by a tenuous thread. Silence was our cruel companion, and as the void offered no solace, we attempted our plea once more. The words, like whispered prayers, were cast into the void, echoing through the desolation. But the void remained unyielding, a stark reminder of our isolation. Again and again we persisted, our voices carrying the weight of our desperation. But the cosmos, unforgiving and vast, gave no response. We were adrift in more than just the physical sense, ensnared in the silent grip of uncertainty. Exhaustion, both physical and emotional, began to seep into our beings. Our hope dwindled with every unanswered call. The droid's efforts, a symphony of clicks and beeps, had ceased. In the encroaching quiet, we found ourselves seated in a mutual understanding, enveloped in contemplation of the inevitable. I gazed out into the cosmos, a canvas of stars that bore witness to the insignificance of our existence. This wasn't the finale I had envisioned, yet in the face of eternity, a certain tranquility bloomed within me. I had yearned for an ending of grandeur, victory, and celebration, but here with the dimming light, I found a different kind of fulfillment. The cockpit, our sanctuary, turned prison, cocooned us in its dwindling oxygen. My companion, the droid, had selflessly pushed its limits, extending its reach beyond reason to send our distress calls into the void. And now, its batteries were fading. The energy that fueled its existence, that bound us in this struggle, was waning from its valiant efforts. This added weight to the inevitability of our situation, like a soft requiem underscoring the stillness of the moment. I leaned back, my breath slow and measured, the edges of consciousness softening. The stars outside held a serene beauty, a lullaby that beckoned me towards slumber. The air growing thin, a sense of serenity enveloped me. I closed my eyes, a whisper of a smile curving my lips. The journey had brought me to this point, an unforeseen juncture, and as the quiet darkness embraced me, I found solace in the fact that I would meet my end, not alone, but beside a friend. But destiny, the weaver of tales, spun a different thread for me that day. From the tranquil embrace of slumber, I was rudely roused by the harsh intrusion of reality. The serenity was shattered by an abrupt clamor, a sound as jarring as the clang of a distant forge. I struggled to shake off the lingering tendrils of sleep, my eyes fluttering open in an attempt to reclaim my sense of place. The veil of oxygen deprivation kept me ensnared in a hazy stupor, as if reality itself was but an enigma, fleeting like the wisps of a vanishing dream. Amidst this half-conscious state, I gradually grasped that someone stood beyond the ship's confines, their presence manifesting in the form of insistent knocks upon the cockpit's window. Gestures were exchanged, urgent and cryptic, accompanied by an unspoken plea that tugged at the fringes of my awareness. With an inexplicable compulsion that defied my body's feeble protests, I summoned every ounce of strength within me and embarked on a laborious crawl toward the airlock. The portal that had thus far been our silent jailer. My efforts culminated as my trembling hand yanked the lever. My body sank to the floor in the aftermath of this feat. The airlock's gates relinquished their steadfast grip, gradually parting to allow a sliver of space between them. From this newfound crevice surged a torrent of life, oxygen-rich and invigorating, as if nature herself rushed in to fill the void we had endured. There, upon the cold floor, I laid suspended between realms, my chest heaving with the exhilaration of each deep inhalation. The boundaries of consciousness wavered like a mirage, threatening to dissolve me once more. Soon an assemblage of figures materialized, their presence etched with rugged lines of experience. Strong hands encircled me, lifting me from the confinement of the cockpit and cradling me as if I were a fragile relic. With each step across the airlock, the tendrils of an unease curled around my senses, a whispered intuition that something was amiss. I strained my heavy eyelids, forcing them to yield against the weight of exhaustion. And there, in that twilight moment, I saw the droid, a silent sentinel on the ship's floor. Its existence lay dormant, bereft of vitality, its batteries drained of life, before the clutches of unconsciousness reclaimed me once more. I managed to shape my lips around words, a plea that escaped with the last vestiges of my strength. "The droid," I murmured, each syllable a fragile invocation. "Please, save my friend." The words hung in the air like an offering to the enigmatic forces that guided our destinies. Today, my rebirth is complete. This moment, a fresh chapter in my tale, tells of destiny's guiding hand leading me to the haven of kindred spirits. Their faces bear the weathered marks of endurance, each line a testament to battles fought and resilience honed. Within this assembly of outcasts and survivors, I discovered the profound meaning of genuine camaraderie. Their narratives, each a constellation of ache and optimism, seamlessly intertwined with my own, like stars painting stories across the night sky. Their confidences and quiet acts of solidarity fill me with their strength. The purpose they breathe into me is a beacon, casting light on the road ahead. Through their eyes, I envision a future fashioned from the rubble of oppression, a realm where the flames of liberty dance, erasing the specter of abandonment forever. Unified, we stand as a collective heart, unwavering against the clutches of tyranny. Our arsenal comprises not just weapons of steel, but an unbreakable bond of solidarity. Like a newborn phoenix, I once again unfurl my wings and traverse the cosmos, engaging in audacious dances with danger that rival the most intricate waltz. The expanse of space is my stage, and with every daring maneuver, I paint constellations of defiance against oppression. Each twirl and twist is a declaration of independence, a proclamation that my spirit cannot be chained. The droid accompanies me to this very day. We are forever tied by an unyielding bond forged by loyalty and friendship. Together we continue our saga, inscribing chapters of perseverance and camaraderie.